Jesus. I beg. Una remember that time when Kenneth Okonkwo come out when he was campaigning for P2B? Una remember when he was speaking against Atiku Abubakar? He has propensity for corruption. He has the ability to corrupt the generation before him and generation after him. He is a disloyal man. All those things where you talk. Una remember? Okay, una fi no remember. Watch this video.
Atiku Abubakar is a man that has propensity for corruption, tendency to disloyalty, inability to say and speak the truth at all times. So he's a man who has propensity for poor judgment, belief and reliance in matter about, lack of transparency, a man who trusts in money to buy his way out in all situations, a man who has the readiness to sacrifice morality, integrity, propriety, truth, national interest for self and selfish interest. We are seeing it manifesting. It gives me goose pimples that Atiku has the national award in corrupting the generation before him and corrupting the generation after him.
Now you remember me. You don't watch him now. Even if you don't remember, at least you don't watch the video. Baba is now whitewashing what he said. He's not defending what he said. If you not hear with him talk, if you not hear waiting Kenneth Okonkwo use defend waiting. If you remember and say, say some people they carry out, they fly around the thing where you've been talking 2023 about Atiku. Say this one, say make your address. If you not hear this guy take whitewash this thing, if you not say he take dry cleaner, if you not
Atiku Abubakar himself, let's talk about him. Because when you associate Atiku Abubakar with certain things, it becomes funny. There has been once in the lifetime of Gongola State, let me use the word Adamawa, because it's been divided, that they produced Christian governor. It was made possible by Atiku Abubakar. When Atiku Abubakar contested as the governor of Adamawa and won by a landslide, because when people tell the lies that he's a serial loser, who will come to that, his deputy, a Christian, and when they elevated him to become the vice president, a lot of his people did not want a Christian to be governor. Atiku Abubakar stuck his neck for the Christian deputy, that he must be the governor, Boni Haruna. And he became the governor. And in the second term, Atiku Abubakar supported him again, and he became the governor for 8 years. Does this in Atiku Abubakar appear to be anybody that is religiously bigoted? Atiku Abubakar has never agreed that he will run with a Muslim ticket, no matter how profitable it would have been for him politically. He rejected Tinubu in 2007. He told Buhari that the only condition I will support you is that it has to be a Christian vice, because Muslim will not work well for Nigeria. Does this appear to you as a man that is bigoted? Then Atiku Abubakar has been a Democrat and has paid a lot of price for it. During third term regime, he fought his own boss to ensure that we don't have life presidents in this country. And that is why he's paying a price. You know, there is this advert people bring. They say, I said Atiku Abubakar is corrupt, this and that. I laughed. First of all, let me thank them for making me to appear as a man who had a job to do, and he did it diligently well. My job then was to take out Atiku Abubakar. And I took him out to ensure he's not president, and my candidate to be president, and we believe he won. Those statements of corruption, I was citing a source. I was not the source of them. It was written by President Obasanjo to get back at Atiku. for Atiku refusing to support his third term. But I saw it and it was beneficial for me. It was not my duty of care to promote him. If the people then did not know how to promote him, that was their business. But let me tell you something about that statement by Obasanjo, for you to know how this man Atiku has paid a lot of price for being a Democrat. Can you imagine the president who had a vice president and is now shifting that the vice president is corrupt and he himself is a saint? Meanwhile, in the Constitution, all executive powers are vested in the president. Please, how much power does Kashim Abubakar, Shetima, how much power does he have now in Tinubu's government? Yet, Obasanjo was right that Atiku Abubakar was corrupt, and he himself is saying. Now, let me tell you briefly. Atiku Abubakar left as vice president 2007. How many years? Going to 20 years. No corrupt institution has ever invited him to answer any question for corruption. And he has been an opposition leader since then. Do you think in Nigeria, if this man is actually corrupt, do you think that no corruption agency would have picked him up and messed him up? This was a man that was so rich before he entered politics that politicians were asking for his endorsement and help, including Obasanjo. He was already a governor, won landslide. When Obasanjo said, no, you must come and become vice president, because they needed him. The difference between Obasanjo's victory and Olufalaye's defeat was Atiku Abubakar. Obasanjo did not get any vote in the Southwest, not even one. Not even his polling unit. Atiku Abubakar ensured that Obasanjo won. Now, a man that has never been investigated for corruption. After Obasanjo's regime, do you know what happened? National Assembly made their own independent investigation on what happened to the power sector, headed by Ndudu Elumelu. Guess who they indicted? Obasanjo. And they called him that he was coming to answer for what he did in power. Nobody mentioned Atiku. Do you know, recently, before Buhari died, there was another investigation outside. Do you know the people they called to testify? Obasanjo and Buhari. And you're talking about Atiku being corrupt. Yes, I used it then because it was profitable for me. I read through it, I researched it, and I used it because my job was to make sure I stop him. But we have to use our sense, because according to section 36, section 5 of the Constitution, a man that is charged with criminal offense is deemed innocent until proved guilty. Do you know what? This is a man that has never even been charged with criminal offense. They say the man that is charged is innocent. But this is a man that has not even been charged at all. You know what that means? It means that all the investigations they have done against Atiku Abubakar, none returned as a corrupt verdict by all the investigative agencies. So shame to you that you're condemning a man who did nothing. That was why when I made those comments, they were not my own comments, and I cited the source. There is nothing within my own personal knowledge that I can tell you that I know that made Atiku Abubakar corrupt. Let anybody that has the evidence, let him provide it. Then if not, let everybody keep quiet. But if you are playing politics, fine. But if you want to play reality, good for you. But this is a man that is the least corrupt amongst all of them.
Okay, you understand what happened for the Abbey. So you are now trying to tell us that all what you said as a result of campaign, so you have to do your work so well to take him out. Okay, now that you are in his camp, what are you now telling us that are not true about others that you must take out? What are you now telling us about Atiku that is not true, but you must make it true? Now that you are not speaking for him, because we are not understanding. It seems if he be spokesperson, the truth is very far away from you. Integrity is away. So whatever you are saying as a spokesperson to anybody, let's regard it as a lie. If you must regard everything that you said about Atiku Abubakar, if you must regard them as lies, what are you not saying that we should regard as lies too? As in, you are confusing my confusion. How do you not expect us to believe the things that you are not saying about him? Since you are not campaigning for him, and you must whitewash him, you must make him look good to us. So why should we be? Now integrity are quite cheap. Integrity is not cheap. Oh. Integrity is not cheap. You get some kind of way you're not supposed to. Kenneth, how far? How do you intend to sell this guy to us now? As in your wildest dream. Let us show you. I think I'll go see you later.